Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. It seemed disrespectful. Having said that, I will be going and having that video up next Friday. And this is the last time that I'm going to give a shout out, because, you know, when tragedy strikes, especially when it's splashed throughout the media, people just keep going on and on and on and on about it. So I'm not going to do that. I am just going to say, it's like, just realize how short life is. Act accordingly. Okay? Alright. Now, to get off that somber note, we're going to jump straight into it this week. So the categories this week are record, cassette tape, and CD. Yeah, that's what I'll call them. Okay, alright, so I've already pulled out the cards, so let's jump straight into it. The record. Your overall card for this week is the surprise and celebration card, and it's upside down. Now, if you did watch the Wednesday night video, we were talking about surprises and they can come your way and how much they impact your life. But this is actually saying, okay, things are going to level off here a little bit, okay? The no surprises coming, I am actually feeling this is a good thing. There's no big bad surprise that's going to jump out and take you, tackle you to the ground. A lot has been taking us by surprise recently, and again, I'm not just talking about, I'm not referring to the tragedies. I'm talking about just in general. There are always surprises that just pop up in life. They can be little, they can be big, they can be little and feel big, and vice versa. So this is kind of a good card for you guys this week. It's actually kind of saying, okay, look, I feel like saying the worst is over and done with. There's nothing more that's going to come from this. It's time to start rebuilding your life again. Okay? Now, again, this is talking about something specific to each individual, not things in general in a big way. So whatever it is that you're truly worried about that's really been having you anxious and on edge, this is what we're talking about. Okay, so I've got the pregnancy card here and it's upside down. So this is like, I do feel like that this is kind of saying that now's not the time to make big plans and big changes. I feel like that there's a lot of stress around these situations. There's been it's been a saga that's been going on for a long time, and it's like, it's almost like, okay, you're at the finish line now, or you can see the finish line. So it's like, okay, great, that's over and done with. Now I can start planning this and move on and come up with something else to focus my time and energy on. This is saying don't do that. Now, it's not specifically saying don't do that because that's the wrong move for you or something is still going to need your attention in. No, it's actually just, I actually do feel like that this is saying, no, before you start a new project, regardless of what this might be to do with a job, and you've got a new job coming in, ready to start that new job, you know, regardless of what this is, it's saying that you're going to need a little bit of a break here just to truly let the last subject, the last thing that we were talking about, whatever that is for you, we'll want to wait for that to it's pretty much done, but it's like, wait until that to really close, and start. When that happens, you need to take some time for yourself. You need to recharge and just relax, because if you've got all this anxiety and it's been going on for so long to do with this subject, that now that it's done, it's like, oh, okay, great, into the next thing. You're going to take all of that anxiety and all that frustration and everything into you to the next project before there's even a problem. You're going to be feeling all that energy. So it's kind of like, okay, don't take your baggage with you. This is kind of like, okay, process that this has been a long fucking run. It's taken a while to get here, and process all of that, let it go, calm down, relax, and then start your new project when you genuinely feel ready, not because you feel like you have to do it right this second or bad things are going to happen. not the case. Next card over is the Authority and Danger card. It's upside down. It's literally saying that you don't need to worry about, there's no danger around you, there's no big bad, it's directly under the surprise card. There's no big bad surprises, there's no danger, there's no, excuse me, nothing to worry about here. I do feel like that this is also saying that you're not going to have a struggle with an authority figure as well. So this could be to do with signing contracts and negotiation. Have that up there, be aware that there are always going to be ups and downs, and there might be issues, but this is not going to be something that breaks the bank. This is not going, there's not going to be anything there that is really going to be like, nah, I can't live with myself if I sign this contract or accept this job at this pay rate or whatever. There's nothing like that. Okay. Now, the love card upside down, love and romance upside down, this is actually, to me, this card is referring back to the same sort of message the pregnancy card is saying. This isn't actually, I don't feel like that this is actually talking about love and romance. I feel like it's like, sometimes we can love something with all of our head, heart, and soul, art, music, you know, working, hanging out with friends and family, but sometimes we get so worked up that there's pressure there, or there's a negative connotation that comes with that thing that we love so much, and it kind of takes the fun out of it. It's like, you know, if you occasionally cook for fun and all of that, and then you have to take a job where you're cooking constantly and then come home and cook constantly, it takes that kind of joy out of it, and it becomes a habit or a routine, and it's something that we start to dislike. So this is what this love card being upside down is saying. Be careful you're not starting to do that to yourself. Be careful that, you know, plainest example here is alcohol. You know, a lot of people come home from work and have a drink just to calm down and get over the day and just chill and relax. Great, nothing wrong with that. But if it starts getting to the stage where you're coming home and having that drink and it's not doing the job, so you're having an extra one, or that's where we start to develop problems. And again, this isn't about being an alcoholic. This is about losing the love of something that you're really into. So be careful that you're not overdoing it in some areas or stressing yourself out, because this isn't energy coming from outside. This is all about you putting too much pressure on yourself about something that you really like or something that you're into. And by doing that, putting anything under a microscope for too long is going to create problems for you. You're going to overthink, overanalyze, and then the feelings start going and the thoughts start going. Excuse me. Thank you. Sorry, puppy army. Okay, so moving on. The next card over is the question and pathway card. So this is actually good. I feel like that the knee-jerk reaction to this situation that's around you at the moment is that instead of just going from one thing to another and without really much consideration, you need to stop, you need to relax, you need to get the love and fun back, you need to find that again in life, and you need to ask yourself, what's next for you? This isn't a time to be making moves and making changes and just starting something for the sake of it. Sometimes we can do that, and then you'll get stuck going down that rabbit hole, and in 6 months' time you'll realize, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I don't want to do this. I wanted to do that. Don't do that. Don't waste that time. You know, use that time now to genuinely figure out what your next step is, what your next plan is. What do you want next? What is it that you are going to put your energy into next? Is it a project? Is it a move? Is it education? What is it? Gonna wait for the dogs to run out. No, they're not going to. Okay, Lily, I apologize. So the next card over is actually life lessons. So this is really good because it is saying that everything that you've just going through, what you have been going through, I feel like you're kind of closing a chapter. It's kind of coming to an end. And when I say closing a chapter, I feel like that whatever this situation is, it's going to be around for a while, but it's no longer going to be the center of your concern, no longer the center of your world. So this life lesson card is teaching you how to deal with the ending of something big and the beginning of something new, and the direction you want to go. There is life learning here, but the biggest lesson I feel like you guys have right now, this week and during this time, is actually genuinely stopping to relax and calm down and genuinely making a decision based on what you want and where you want to go, not just whatever's available. So this might be the end of a contract, a contracted work, and instead of just taking another job because you need another job and you just take the first thing that's offered, now this is saying have a time to sit back and actually see what's out there. And do you want to just take another contracted work, or do you want to end up taking a job where you actually have a contract like everybody else, where you just work there? You know, it's things like this that you need to really start thinking about so that you can make the right choices for you. The final card here is the overseas card. This is just basically talking about movement. Again, now is not the time to be making big changes and making big moves and moving forward. You need to hold your horses and just stay where you are at the moment. As in, don't start anything new. Have a think about what you want to do and how you want to do it and what you want to achieve. Okay, really hope that helped, guys. If you want a full reading, you can contact me at thegreenpsychic@gmail.com. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, if you chose the tape recorder or the tape cassette, whatever you want to call it, your overall card this week is the Summer card, and it's upside down. Okay, so look, I feel like that the Summer card is normally about rest, relaxation, fun times. That inverted doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be bad times ahead. But I do feel like that this is kind of like just letting you know that something that you've been expecting, or I don't want to say looking forward to, but just something that you knew was coming or you just assumed was coming. I don't feel like it's going to be as big or as good as you really expected it to be. Yeah, I don't think that this is going to be as good or as big or as exciting as you expected it to be. Now, that's what I'm picking up here is feeling and emotion. This may be how you actually are feeling at the time that it happens. That it's not saying that, okay, put it this way. We dream about winning the lotto, right? About winning $1 million. And now next week you win $1 million. Great. But you get that $1 million and then you pay off your mortgage and you buy a car and then there's no money left over and you're like, well, that wasn't as great as I always envisioned. Even though at the end of the day you've got your house paid off in a brand new car and you won the lotto, and it could just be that you're feeling down and not really feeling the happy, if that makes sense. So look, all I feel like saying to you is don't give up. Don't get into your own head. I feel like that give it a couple of days, give it a week, you'll be feeling better about the whole situation anyway. So it's not the situation that's not going to be as good as what you are hoping for, or the outcome. It's not saying the outcome isn't going to be as good as you're hoping for. It's kind of saying you're not going to feel that it's a really good outcome, as good as you expected it to be at the time, because emotions. Okay. Alright, so the first actual card out is the Winter card, and it's upside down, and this is actually really good because it is saying, like, the opposite to Summer is obviously Winter. They're both upside down, so it's like we're not talking about opposites here. So anyway, the Winter card being upside down, the Winter card is all about protection and keeping walls up and making sure you're safe. This being upside down is literally saying that you don't need to feel that way. There is no danger around you. There's nothing that, oh shit, this wasn't as good as I was expecting, so everything's going to go to hell now. No, it's not that kind of situation. I do feel like there is a lot of emotion, a lot of negativity around you guys this week. And look, that is kind of, that, no judgment. We all go through that. But this is why you're going to have to be very careful this week that you're not overreacting or over-feeling, over-emotional towards different situations, because there's nothing here that is really a bother to worry about. It's just how you're feeling, okay? Which is all valid, but just take it with a grain of salt. Because it's one of those situations where a good night's sleep, a couple of days passes, and we feel a lot better just in general without any real change. So again, nothing big and bad here to worry about. I've got the sadness and the heartbreak card here upside down, so this is very good. It's like you're not in for heartbreak, you're not in for sadness. If there's a situation around relationships or romance, not something that you need to worry about at the moment. Like it's very positive here. Next card over is the connection card and the best friend card. So this is really good. This is basically what I've been saying, that you're feeling out of sorts. The connection card and the best friend card is talking about you getting that connection back, that spark of happiness that's normally inside you, that bubbles, that allows you to be normal, or the normal version of you, I feel like is going to come out. And this is going to feel like this is going to be good. It's kind of like you're getting your positive energy back. But there is a life lesson in here. There is some learning to be done with how you're feeling at the moment and how you're going to be feeling when you kind of return to normal. Again, I don't feel like that there's going to be anything that you can put your finger on to say that's what made me feel better or that's what made me feel down. So it is kind of just emotions. I think the lesson here is to learn that is valid. Like just waking up and feeling down. We all do that. Like people go looking for reasons or just, I'm going to have another shit day. No, accepting that, death head, you stop. Okay, good girl. Accepting that we just have days like that is a life lesson in itself, because it helps you grow, because you'll wake up and like, look, I'm not really feeling 100% today, so I'm going to not overexert myself today so that I don't have a meltdown. And then you can work towards a speedier recovery that way. And your attitude towards dealing with people around you is also often improved as well. Lily Bear, you need to stop the barking, or no more chicken for you. No more chicken for Lily. Sorry. Okay, so look, the paw in the middle is a puppy paw print. I wonder why. So it is about getting your connections back. Now look, you've got the blessing card here, and you know, there is no upside down with this card. There really isn't. It is the best card you can get in my deck of cards. It is the universe smiling upon you, the rays of light beaming through the clouds upon you, the angels singing. This is a lot of good is coming for you, okay? So a lot of times we get down, and it's because we're like, okay, well, I feel like I've got my life on track and I know where I'm headed and I'm a good person. Isn't this the time where, you know, I'm supposed to meet Prince Charming and settle down and raise some children and do this and that? And, you know, this is what this card is saying. All of that good stuff that you want and that you're hoping for and planning for is all going to come to pass. It's just a timing thing. It really is just a timing thing. And even though we may feel that we're ready for a relationship, you know, 6 months from now we might look back and go, oh God, I so was not ready for a relationship. It's kind of like, you know, we may be feeling one way, but this is where faith comes into it. We trust in a higher power that are like, no, look, if we send you Prince Charming right now, you're going to punch him in the face and roll him off a cliff, and then you're never going to find another Prince Charming. So it's like, we've got to send him to you at the right time when you're ready, or her. Okay, so the next card over is the springtime card, and it is upside down. So it is saying to me that there is some work to be done. Okay, look, I don't feel like that this is work to be done as in job work or work around the house. Nothing physical. I feel like this work to be done is to be done on yourself. And I really do feel like that you need to, you've been giving the opportunity right now to start getting on top of the emotions, and as the bad thoughts in your head, to understand that, you know, we are emotional beings and we can't control our emotions sometimes, but we can control the way, we can't control having emotions, but we can control what those emotions do to us. So, for instance, I might wake up so bloody angry that I want to rage all day long. Like, I can't control that, the fact that I've woken up and I'm angry, but I can control whether or not I go and scream at the people next door, or go mental at the dogs for barking, or this is my point here. With all of the emotions that we feel, we might not be able to truly control those emotions, but we can. There are coping mechanisms and techniques that we can use. There are choices with everything that we do and say, and I just feel like that there needs to be some work there for you guys. Okay. And again, no judgment. It's just like everybody constantly has work to do on these things on a regular basis, but I feel like the universe is giving you time at the moment right now to kind of let you focus on that. Okay. The last card here is separation. Now, straight away, we're like, uh-oh, separation's bad, but separation can be good. I think that this is actually good. This is actually you separating yourself away from these negative feelings and emotions, and I feel like that there's clarity coming, and you working through a lot of these problems and coming out on the other side in a very positive state. Okay, so that's your reading for this week, guys. If you do want a full reading, you can email me at thegreenpsychic@gmail.com. Otherwise, stay safe and have a good week. Hi, guys. Okay, so if you chose CD, this is your reading. Okay, so the overall card this week is communication. Okay, so I feel like that. I feel like that you're going to be inundated with a lot of communication, I feel like you're going to be pulled in like 16 different directions this week. That's what we're talking about. Communication coming in. So, you know, one of these scam artists can get your phone number and be ringing you 24/7 during the day. You could, you know, get 500 emails during the week. Somebody could be, your best friend could be having an issue and needs your help, as well as your family. And I just feel like it's going to be, you getting pulled in many directions this week. Okay. Now the good thing here is, see, I'm an introvert, to be completely honest. So the first thing I thought was overwhelmed of communication and coming in. Straight away, is like, oh my gosh, this is going to stress me out and there's going to be a lot of pressure here. But that's not actually the case. It's actually in a positive way. It feels like it's a lot of invitations, a lot of, hey, let's do this, and which can be fun for a lot of people. Basically, I'm not picking up the negative here. The first card out is actually negative energy, and it is upside down, reinforcing that there isn't anything to watch out for. There isn't this communication coming in. There's no traps, or there's nothing negative there. Okay. Look, ironically, the health card is here, the healing card. So for this communication, these people reaching out to you, and look, you know, it could just be one person that reaches out to you and says, hey, let's go do this. Look, the health card here is saying that it's going to be good for you. It's going to be healing. It could be exactly what we need. You know, how many times are we like, oh, we're invited to go to a party or something. I'm like, oh, look, I'm really not in the mood. I don't want to go. But for whatever reason, we have to. And then we end up going, and we actually have a really great time. It's one of those situations that I feel like this week, okay? Oh, it's hard to do sign language to the deaf dog when she's out the door with her back to you. I apologize for the puppy army this week. But this is really good so far. Now, the autumn leaf card is here. It's upside down. So this is a card of closure and endings. And it being upside down is saying that there's still a world of possibilities out there for you. There's so much opportunity around you. This is a really, really quite a promising card for you guys this week. I'm being drawn to the feather this week, which is light and fairy and airy fairy just blowing in the wind. And I feel like that's how you need to have yourself this week. Just airy fairy, light and I'm sorry, I almost went down the wrong path there. But no, it is kind of like just be chill, just be cash, go with the flow. Don't put a lot of pressure or expectations or stress and worry in your life this week. Just go with it. And look, there's a prosperity card here, which is not just about money. It's like the good luck card, the happiness card, all rolled into one. There is an abundance of getting some stuff here for you this week. So it really could be, it really could work out well for you. You can be dragged out by your friends and actually find a romantic partner, or start networking and be introduced to somebody that can offer you a better job, or you might meet somebody that's an electrician and you happen to mention that, your hot tub's breaking down. They're happy to fix it. Like, there's a lot of positivity here, okay? So money magic, money energy, when it comes to winning money and money prosperity, can happen in many, many different ways. Perfect example was that last stupid hot tub one. I would expect for anybody out there that actually has a hot tub, I would expect that if it broke down, it would be expensive to fix. But you meet a friend of a friend and they're willing to do it for half the price or even for free, then you're saving a hell of a lot of money. So you've got to look at stuff like that as prosperity as well, because that's exactly what it is. Now, the next card over is the children card. It is talking about innocence. There is nothing here to be worried about. There's nothing here that you need to protect yourself against, okay? It's not like you're being trapped or set up or whatever. It really is, look, just, even if that is the case, who cares? That shows you who you're dealing with. Once you get out, just have fun. Don't blame the other people that are there if one person is manipulating you to get you out. But I don't think anybody is manipulating you. I really do think that this is just, it's just have some fun. Go out, have some fun. Or take up these opportunities, whatever you need to do. Look, if we're talking about business in some form here, because this is like reading like contracty business partnerships and all of that, very, very, very clearly it is talking about all of that stuff. It is kind of like, the communication is going to come in, it's going to be good, do your research, but there's nothing, you don't have to worry about fine print really, as long as you're wise, like smart with the situation. There's money to be made from here. It's all going to be good in a sense. Now, look, the very last card is the succubus card, which is ironic because the succubus card is what drains situations and people and things that drain our energy to the point of, I just can't, I just want to go back to bed now. So ironically, we started off with, we don't need to be worrying about this, but that was the worry about, I don't want to, I'm being dragged in different directions. So look, honestly, I feel like that the only succubus here in the cards is yourself. So don't stress yourself out. If you agree to go out to dinner or to a party and you're introverted and it's tomorrow night, don't sit there and go, oh my God, I don't want to go now, and stress yourself out. Don't do that to yourself. If you're doing that to yourself, you already know that you're going to go. So you've already agreed to it. Yeah, you can always get out of it, but this is really saying this week to go for it, which means stop putting pressure on yourself. It's going to be totally fine. There's fun and a good outcome here for you. Okay, so don't suck yourself of energy. Okay, so that does it for your reading this week. If you do want a full reading, you can email me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com. Otherwise, guys, I hope you have a good week. Stay safe. Be well.